You want to feel what it's like to be respected by your family.
When I do have a family, bro, am I gonna leave this earth and are they gonna feel fucking proud of me? Are they gonna feel goddamn proud of who I was as a man? Am I gonna be able to hold my head up high while I'm climbing the stairs of heaven and saying, you know what, I left my family with a good name, with a good legacy? All right, so if you're watching this video and you're looking to get to 10% body fat or below, you want to get into elite shape, I got my guy Amir, who got into elite shape himself. I'll let him talk about that. He just finished the 3 months. So I'll go ahead and ask Amir, bro, tell him your name, your age, your relationship status, and what were your results after the 3 months?
Yeah, well, my name is Amir Tapura, and I am 30 years old. I am married, and I am a father. And yeah, after 3 months, I managed to basically keep all my muscle and drop down to about 8.5% body fat.
Yeah. And how do you know it's 8.5?
I took a DEXA scan, and if yeah, so not I didn't go get that checked on that bullshit little gym scale that you hold or whatever, no, I got a real DEXA scan that confirmed 8.5%. Given those things have a little bit of margin of error, but I tried to make sure the results were as accurate as possible by fasting and so on and so forth. So completely non-manipulated, 8.5% body fat.
For the guys that would say, "Oh, I work a desk job, I work in IT, or I work at a bank, or I'm a business guy. I just don't move around enough. I can't do this." What would you tell them?
I would tell them, you seen that kid in Gaza? I don't know if you guys saw that story.
No.
But yeah, this dude is out there in Gaza, out there doing push-ups, malnourished, trying to
Yeah.
keep his dreams alive. But
Wow.
to more specifically answer your question, yeah, you can do it because I did it. I work a desk job. It's just all about piecing everything in to your schedule, and you might have to wake up a little early. I mean, it is what it is, but it's 100% doable because I did it.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, this man works a desk job, but as he said, the scheduling was pretty important for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
For sure.
absolutely. I don't know how else because I don't know if you want me to get into it yet, but
Yeah, you can go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? So
well,
you
yeah,
got
I
the
was
floor.
okay. Well, I was waking up at 3. I'm still wake up at 3 a.m. I'm not saying you have to do that, but it's impossible. It's impossible to not accomplish your goals if you wake up
Hmm.
at 3 a.m. to do it because what's going to get in your way? And then after work, I want to be with my family. So that was a huge key to my success. And then another massive key to my success was obviously partnering with Honcho. So having somebody hold me accountable to this journey that I just embarked on.
What was it that stood out about me, or maybe I don't know, transformations that made you want to kind of join, bro?
So I guess I'm gonna be a little different than some other people because I don't need any relationship advice or anything like that. It wasn't about that, and it wasn't even the transformations that I saw you um be a part of that really caused me to partner with you. The main reason that I did partner with you was because I respected your adversity. I um i i believe in using physical fitness and self mastery to elevate yourself, and especially through hard times. And there's not exactly things much harder than getting ran over by a goddamn car and
Man.
being all fucked up with a neck brace and shit. And just what really got me I was the moment where you were all if you remember, you were on a bench, dude, and you
Yeah.
had a neck brace on, and you were just like rolling around, like just trying to get whatever you could done or whatever. I was like, look, man, you know what? I need a partner, and I'd rather put money in this guy's pocket and have him hold me accountable to my goals. And I respected your adversity, and that's what I needed. I needed somebody that I respected to hold me accountable to what I wanted to accomplish.
Yeah. What would you say? Because I love this. I love this question. A lot of guys watching this, they're in relationships, they're
Okay.
married. I got a lot of married guys, right, on the team. They're comfortable and they're fat.
Yeah.
What was it that motivated you to not settle and to strive for more?
High standards. It wasn't really even well, this is I guess this is what motivated me. So my wife is a ride or die, bro. My wife is a ride or die. And she would have followed me down the path of being a crackhead if I did that.
God
So
bless her, man.
yeah, yeah. And that's a big responsibility if you care,
Hmm.
right? So it's like not only do I want to be the best version of myself for myself, but I also want to make sure my wife has a husband that she respects, man. That, you know, not only that she's sexually attracted to, but just has genuine respect for. And she supports me in everything, so that's fairly easy, but I just knew deep down, like, hey, I could be a better version of myself, so why am I not doing that? And then there's a certain point, I'm gonna call it, I don't like using these like voodoo hippie terms, right?
Hmm.
But when you're spiritually awakened, you your heart is like a compass, and the more you ignore things that are going to make you better, the more penalties you're going to pay. And I found
Yeah.
myself paying penalties internally because I was neglecting things that I knew I shouldn't be neglecting. Like, for example, I knew how to work out. I've been working out my whole life. I was a collegiate athlete, wrestler, football player. Like we were saying before, you didn't have much work to do with me. You just had to hold me
Hmm.
accountable. You know,
That's
I
it.
um I know how to lift. I know how to work hard. But what I wasn't doing was the macros.
That's
Even
right.
though, I would go off, and I knew the information, man. It's not information, it's application. So I knew the information and I wasn't executing on it, and I started paying internal penalties. So I was like, hey, you know what? I need to get aligned because what you're good at doesn't count. Waking up at 3 a.m., doing burpees and lifting every single day, I was good at that. And I stopped getting a reward for that. So I had to focus in on what I wasn't good at, which was the macros. So,
Yeah. That's key, man. I mean, you owe your partner the best version of yourself. That's what you owe them. That's
yeah,
what they signed. That's what they signed up for, bro.
yeah,
They really did. You know.
yeah. And you
Um,
can't be the best version of yourself if you're internally all fucked up and not and misaligned. It's just impossible. So, and then even when you do achieve what you think is the best version of yourself, that best version has a better version. So it is a lifelong path of self mastery with the finish line being death. So
there it is, bro.
there's no, you just keep going. You just keep getting better. And then it is what it is.
Now, as somebody who kind of like, let's say, makes like a decent living, right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not in your pocketbook, but let's say we make around six figures. I do as well. Other guys watching this, they make decent money. Them ignoring this part of their life. When you were ignoring this part of your life, were you fine, bro? Because you were making money and everything was right, or
Oh, for
what
a little
prompted
while.
you? Yeah, for a
Yeah.
little while.
Yeah. I've been making money for a long time. And it's all been phases, right? I guess if I go into my story a little bit, being a collegiate athlete gets you a lot of clout uh, in college, right? I don't really know how to really explain it, right?
Yeah,
And then pretty soon, as you start getting ready to graduate or something, you're like, dude, okay, well, I need me some motherfucking money. Like, who the? this road's about to end. You know, I'm not going to the NFL. I'm not going to the Olympics. This road's about to end, and I need to get me some motherfucking money because I want to keep respect, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, right? So then, I start making money, and just like what we were saying before, I'm like, oh, I'm good now. I'm good now. My pockets are large now. And then I'm good at making money. So I'm going to neglect all this other shit. I'm going to lean on my strength. And what ends up happening is imbalance. Now, one day, your pockets are looking fat, but your belly's also looking fat too. And your face is all round and you're just looking at, and this was something that happened to me directly. I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, God damn, dude.
Mm.
Fucking my love handle, this is me, curvy, bro. I had love
Yeah.
handles hanging out over my belt. Like you could spank my love handles with a dollar bill or something. Those
Wow.
shits were jiggly, bro. And I was like, oh, fucking this can't be the way. And I started understanding there that, and this is years ago, but right then and there I started realizing, like, hey man, you have to live a balanced life. Your problems are not all solved with money by any means. And money is dangerous because you can pay a lot of problems away. You
That's
can,
right.
like, you're sitting there, you got a million or two, things are looking real good. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a
You-
lot of things that the money can't really save you from, essentially, except yourself. So,
That's right. That's right. That's what's missing. When you got so much potential in you, you got like 70% of your human potential left untapped. You feel like something is off
mhm.
here and there. When you get away from the noise and you really start to reflect, you're like, fuck, something's off. Something ain't right.
Something's off. I wonder what that might be. Oh,
Yeah.
ignoring a whole part of life. Yeah, that's what that is. Like,
Yeah. What would you give the guy some advice? Because I as a man, I respect you, bro. Because
appreciate that.
you've proven like your discipline, your work ethic. I mean, this physique speaks for itself. So give these guys some advice, some big brother advice. Let's say they're just lazy, man. They're grown men. They're lazy. They've gotten comfortable in their relationships. They're with a wife. The wife treats them like shit. They treat themselves like shit. What would you say to that person, bro, who's watching this?
Well, number one, a huge step is identifying that in the first place. Because a lot of people might not even be aware of what the hell is going on. They've just been so stepped on and so fucked up that their hearts are kind of locked away to the realities of their situations. But if we're assuming that you are aware of what Huncho just said, your first step is understanding your reason why, I would say. All right. Like, what do I mean by this? So, if you're wanting to go off and get in a shape because you want a six pack or you want some big biceps or you want to lose 20 pounds or something like that, I'm going to say your intentions are off. I would say understanding that what you're about to do is you're about to embark on the path of self development and you are entering a journey to just be better because I would say for the feeling. You want to feel what it's like to have respect for yourself. You want to feel what it's like for your word to mean something. You want to feel what it's like to be respected by your family, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're going for. But notice how I told you that the first two bullet points are yourself, right? Because even if a million people respect you and you have no respect for yourself, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But the other way around will work. If you respect yourself and a million people don't respect you, you're going to be quite fine. So just understand why. Why? Don't have some fucking teenage
Mhm.
um bullshit intentions, man. Just you want to do this because you feel something's off and you want to feel what it's like to elevate yourself to a higher version of yourself. That is a lifelong journey. You could lose the 30 pounds in 3 months. Everybody on Honcho's program does it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the big biceps quick. Then what, man? Then what?
Exactly.
So just really hone in your intentions. Understand that this is for life. It is not a linear path, it's up and down. And understand how to reward yourself for executing things that keep you on aligned with being a better version of yourself. That's the whole point.
Man, I love that, bro. Well said. Well said. I don't even have anything to add because you said it very well.
Okay, appreciate it.
So, so I'm gonna ask you two last questions. The last one's gonna be a surprise for you and
Okay,
for everyone watching. So, guys,
okay.
keep watching. The first question is like, would you recommend this program, and would you recommend my coaching, and like why? If you would, or why if you wouldn't?
Okay. So first of all, I would recommend somebody hire, or I'd recommend people hire a coach, period. Um, Especially if you're starting off, there is
Man,
no way in hell. I mean, look, I'm like speaking in absolutes anyway, but it is not a good idea that if you're a beginner, even an intermediary, even if you're advanced, there's things to learn. But you want to hire a coach because they have experience, right? You know, Honcho's been doing this a long time, a decade. I've been lifting 16 years. You don't think there's things that you can learn that are going to not only shorten your journey, but not shorten it, just make your journey more efficient. You're going to get more out of it. So I recommend hiring a coach, period. But Honcho is a great coach to choose. Number one, I'm biased, right? Because I chose him. But you just have to read between the goddamn lines. I mean,
yeah,
because doing everything when it's fine and dandy is one thing, right?
mhm.
It means way more when you're in a fucked up situation and you do it anyway. And if I'm not going to sit here and talk about Honcho's story, just go on the YouTube. But this man's been through adversity, right? So he's going to be able to coach you through adversity. And he's conducted himself with honor and respect and been 100 with me. 100 solid. So there's nothing else I could really, there's no point in saying anything else. I'd 100% recommend him. If there was Vegas lines on him getting you to lose 30 pounds or whatever your goal is, the Vegas lines would probably be like plus 300. Like,
Yeah.
you'd have to probably bet $300 to get 100 because it's going to happen. You have to do what you're told though. You have to do what you're told. So,
Yeah. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna come out and kind of say this is like, if you've never gone through adversity yourself, number one, you've never been tested. So that's the first thing. Like I got publicly tested. That's number one. Number two is you can't help someone through adversity if you've never been it through yourself.
mhm,
If you've
that's right.
never so like I do look at a lot of coaches from the same perspective. What has he overcome? Has he proven himself? And I'll let the audience answer that question themselves.
Yeah.
Um, last question, which might be a surprise to everyone. Just to say this, guys, I'm not too political, man. I'm a human being with morals and values, traditional morals and values. I believe in family. I believe in good people. I believe in honesty, right? I believe in treating the fellow man with respect. And I think it was last week, probably close to your state, bro, Utah. I don't know how far that is from you. We had a public figure by the name of Charlie Kirk, right? And yeah, I might not agree with everything he says, of course, right? Might not agree with everything he says, but we had a public figure, a family man, a father. I think he had two daughters, right? Publicly executed, assassinated. And to me, I just want to bring this up because I haven't talked about it yet, right? But I think now more than ever, I think masculinity is under attack. And what I mean by that is voicing your opinion, standing up for something. He might have been standing up for what's wrong. but he might have been standing up for what's right too, right? Everyone has their own opinion. I'm not here to get political. What I'm saying is nowadays masculinity is under attack. It's under attack. So like if you can't even lead yourself, you cannot keep your word to yourself. If you cannot be a man who can lead himself and therefore lead others, the world is going to eat you up and spit you up alive. Because day by day, the offensive against the man, the masculine, the family man is becoming more and more. So how did you see that event? You know, and we'll share some perspective on that, bro. Because that to me was pretty heartbreaking.
Well, aside from the, obviously it's heartbreaking, it's fucked up, it's sad, but I'm not worried about that stuff. Um, if you want me to be honest with you, people die every day.
Yeah,
So
that's one thing I thought as well. I was like, man, there's people in Gaza dying all the time. There's kids, there's women. I thought about that too. I was like, damn, like we're making a big deal out of this one guy because he did have a big impact, influence in a lot
yeah,
of
and he's
people.
got a following
You
and an
know,
influence, and he got
right,
massacred out there in public. And at the end
right,
of the day, this is America, not Gaza. And
right.
you do some shit like that, bro. You're getting penalized for that.
Yeah,
Obviously, aside from all the conspiracy and propaganda that's going on, who did it, why they did it, blah blah blah. Right? It's fucked up because I think his daughter saw the whole thing. So
hmm,
that type of shit is it's very sad. It's very sad. Don't get me wrong, but I focus on me and mine, and
yeah,
I am an immigrant, and I am just happy as hell to be here. To be honest with you, I'm a U.S. citizen. We have to work to get that, um,
mm,
to live this life that we have, this beautiful life, to wear this roly shit. We focus on. I focus on me and mine. So,
I like that.
um, yep, it's sad. It's fucked up. I can't even tell you. I didn't watch the guy, but
Yeah, me
rest in
neither. I
peace.
I didn't really watch him either. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, rest in peace to him. And yeah, all I could say on that is I focus on me and mine, man, because there's all sorts of ways for you to ruin your day, right?
oh,
I
one hundred
mean,
percent.
yeah, go turn on your phone and go look at some of the events going on in the bad negative shit is never ending. So
It's a rat race, man. It really is.
it's really a rat race, and it'll keep you trapped in a frequency that's not optimal for you. Just yeah, so I focus on me and mine, and I try to be a good person in my community and try to help where I can, how I can, and that's really my opinion on that. Um, I don't know.
I,
I don't
I-
know if that
I'm
answers
gonna
your
get
question. Did I
no,
miss the
yeah.
question?
No, no, I just genuinely wanted to know what you thought. I'm gonna give my 2 cents as well.
Yeah.
When I heard about it and saw it, as somebody who kind of almost lost his own life, it again put into perspective what am I gonna be remembered for when I'm not here anymore? Because we see this guy who died, and we're seeing how many people are heartbroken, how many people are affected, how many people had so many good things to say about him, the image that he left on this earth. Whether you agree with him or not, because guys, like we said, I don't really watch him, and I probably don't agree with some of the stuff he was saying, of course. But it put into perspective to me as a man, when I do have a family, bro, am I gonna leave this earth and are they gonna feel fucking proud of me? Are they gonna feel goddamn proud of who I was as a man? Am I gonna be able to hold my head up high while I'm climbing the stairs of heaven and saying, you know what, I left my family with a good name, with a good legacy, whether or not you agree with him, right? A man that stands on what he believes in, that to me is a solid man. I respect that. So that's what put into
Yeah.
perspective for me was like, dude, when I'm not here no more, right? And you probably went through something similar to me, which we can't talk about, but when I'm not here no more, what the fuck am I going to be remembered for? You know?
That's a great point. And yeah, I've been through something similar. We won't get into that, but yeah, for sure. And a lot of us aren't going to be lucky enough to have our lights flicked out like that, because that's lucky in itself, man. Because hopefully he didn't go through much pain, and hopefully he just it was done. But a lot of us, we might be on a deathbed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we might have to think about our lives and really sit there and think about some of the things Hanjo said. Like I'm about to die. Is my family proud of me? Is this that? Is this that? Did I live my life the way I want? Is there regret? So on and so forth. And am I ready to meet my maker? Was I a good man? Right? What's about to happen? It ain't exactly an easy thing to die. It
Mm-hmm.
is not an easy thing to die. And when you're in front of those doors, best believe there's some anxiety. Best believe there's some anxiety. Oh man, you're about to go into the eternal. So right, and you can't say, "Oh, I didn't know." There's plenty of clues out here. There's plenty of clues, and every time I did some stupid ass shit, I had internal warnings that I ignored. So that's right. That's right. If you could use this as a lesson for yourself, just know it's not an easy thing
Mm-hmm.
to die. It's not an
Mm-hmm.
easy thing to die. And it's much harder to die the way Honcho's telling you, right? Oh, I'm gonna leave behind a legacy. I was a good
Mm-hmm.
man. I made the best decisions I could. No one's perfect, right? But you know when you're wrong, it comes
You
with the little
know,
thing called regret. So yeah, that's a good point.
well said, well said. And not to gloss over like the Gaza, because I did mention that. Like, that is one thing I
Yeah.
thought. I was like, dude, we're making a huge deal out of one man, which I understand, but like, dude, there's kids getting fucked. Like, kids getting eviscerated daily across the world, and we never hear about that. And then if we do talk about it, we're somehow political or we're somehow extremist.
Yeah.
This world is fucked, But like you said, don't get into the trap. You know what I'm saying? I just brought this up because I want to see what you thought. And
Yeah.
I feel like some of the guys watching this is going to be relevant to them to hear this perspective.
Yeah. And I'm from Bosnia, right? I was born in rubble. You know, the hospital was rubble, destroyed. This is how warfare works. They tactically fuck up locations that make it hard for society to function. You know,
Wow.
like I had over 100 family members die. I mean, what else? Every single person in my family is traumatized. Every single one of them has some form of a story, like carrying, like a supply crate would drop, right? The men are on the front lines, so what would the woman have to do? The word gets out, right? Ooh, boo boo, supply crate dropped, right? There's flour over here, right? So then this person has to make a pilgrimage through a war
Wow.
torn society, throw like 50 pounds of flour on their back and walk it home to their children, bro. I mean, bro. So it is what it is. People go through shit all the fucking time. Just focus on you and yours and elevate yourself and do your best to be a good man and bring value to your community the
Yes.
best way that you can. And then how could that be a wrong way to live life? And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you know, you can't really completely block yourself off from the outside. Like we have to hear about these things. That's not the point. But just don't ever lose focus on what's really important because you don't get time back. You don't get time
Mm-hmm.
back. And if anybody's out here read this book called Outwitting the Devil, there's something called rhythmic frequency, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you fall under rhythmic frequency, you might blink, open your eyes, and 10 years passed. 10 years passed, and you're not getting that back, man. You're not
Mm-hmm.
getting that back. So
Mm-hmm.
don't let anything distract you from what's really important, and what's really important is you.
There it is. There it is. I just had a gentleman yesterday who joined at the age of 66. So he's part of the Huncho program.
Wow. That's
Yeah, bro.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I'm excited. Like, it's never too late, man. I'm excited to get to working with him. But it's like he's saying, it's never too late. And time
Never.
keeps going on, you
Never
know?
too late. Never too
Yeah.
late. I mean, too late for what? You're not dead. So
Right. Right. We're gonna keep kicking till we dead, bro. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So just make choices and do things, have habits that make you better. Doesn't matter how old you are, right? I mean, you might not
Absolutely.
be like 220, 10% body fat, but that's not the point. You still could be the best version of yourself at 66 years old. Very possible. 100% possible. I see them all the time. Probably a lot of people see it. You know, in my gym,
Yeah.
there's people who are 60 to 70 years old in shape. The oldest guy at
Mhm.
my gym's 89. So keep going.
There it is.
And it's the right move to hire Honcho, because if you don't have knowledge on what you're, especially at 66, you might go off and hurt yourself,
Hmm.
or your eating habits really might not be aligned with the vision you see of yourself. So good
That's right.
choice. Good choice. What else are you going to spend money on? What
Yeah.
else are you
Yeah.
going to go spend money on? Like,
That's what I tell guys, bro. Dude, guys will spend thousands of dollars on vacations, on fucking clothes, on bottles if they're clubbing and shit. I'm like, listen, man. If you were to ever tell somebody you have a coach, they'll look at you weird, but they don't look at themselves weird when they're spending money on all this shit that hasn't done anything for them. It really
yeah,
hasn't.
yeah. But that's the thing. So me, where I'm from, former Yugoslavia, the propaganda was very obvious, right? It's like some shit you see in the movies. You could identify it so easily. But here, the propaganda is a lot harder to identify because a lot of these ideas people have in their head, they think it's theirs. But in reality, it was put into their head very brilliantly, brilliantly.
The music,
Yeah,
maybe.
through the phone, that's why we go. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I like nice clothes and shit. Why do I even like that though? Like, why do it probably has something to do with the rap videos I was watching as a
Mhm.
kid, or something, right? There's this consumerism, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. It is what it is, right? Everyone has their own personality. Everyone's their own special combination that makes them them, but you do have to kind of figure out a way to separate materialism from spiritual, right? And you have to try to keep those balanced. And what we're talking about here is spiritual. And I
Mhm.
guess that goes to my other point when I was talking about your intentions. Don't let the intentions be some fucking vanity. The physique's important. Don't get me wrong. The physique's important. The big biceps are important, whatever, right? That's important, but that's more so the material representation of this. But invest in the spiritual side of this. Whereas, wow, okay, I'm making an investment to elevate, to become a better version of myself. That's
Mhm.
that's the whole point here, right? And it's okay to have somebody help you. Why not?
Right. Right.
So,
I still have somebody helping me.
yeah.
I say this all the time. Bro, after my car accident, guess what? I was working with a coach. Why? Because I was making excuses for myself. I was feeling sorry for myself. So even I needed a little extra push of accountability
Hmm.
to actually stay consistent, considering
Hmm.
what I was going through. Um, you
That's
know?
dangerous. Sorry to cut you off, Honcho, but that's when it's dangerous. That is a dangerous point in life when your excuse will work. Like when you're really not bitching about some stupid shit. Like, oh, fuck. Like, you really
Mm,
have a problem. Like, oh, you really got ran over by a car. Like, when it is dangerous when nobody will fault you for being a little
mhm,
bitch, right? At the end
exactly.
of the day, right? They're like, oh, fuck, he's going through this, he's going through that, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. It's okay. That is when it's dangerous, and it's one of the biggest opportunities for you to elevate. It's one of the
It is.
biggest opportunities for you to elevate, because once again, there's a concept called polarity, and on the other end of everything is an exact opposite, whether it's extremely positive or whether it's extremely negative. So if you're going through some truly negative ass shit, just know you do have an opportunity to do something called mental transmutation and alchemize this negative event in your life as a sacrifice and a bridge to you becoming a better version of yourself. One of the oldest sayings in the English language: what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, yada, yada, yada. Well, there's real substance behind some of these things.
Well said. Well said. Well, I like to say what breaks another man can build another, you know? And
Yeah.
that's oftentimes true because, like you said, when you have a valid reason or a valid excuse to just sit on your ass, that is the danger zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give a fuck whether it's true or not. I have to put myself in the possible best position I can, regardless, whether it's true or not. Because I did get run over by a car and I was still doing this XYZ. You went through similar situations. So, guys, look, your life is ultimately up to you and your decisions. What you spend your time on, what you invest your money in, what you watch and consume, and what you give your attention to. Right. So if you guys have been struggling or you guys just want to elevate, just book a call, bro. I'm not going to yell at you. You know what I'm saying? But just realize that if you do book a call, just make sure that you're serious and you're committed to actually leveling up. Because I don't want to work with guys who are like half in, half out, or a lot of pussy motherfuckers that potentially could get easily offended. Because that's not what I'm here for. So,
And
guys,
serious means hitting your pockets. That's how he
right,
knows if you're serious, bro. Because you're not serious. You're not. You're not. If you're not
right,
willing to invest something. If you're
right.
not, the investment is the material representation of whether you're serious or not. Right. So I'm in finance, and
Mm,
money is very personal, especially when you're, letting it go out your hand on
right.
something that you can't necessarily hold, right? So being serious is using something material like money as a sacrifice for
Hmm.
something spiritual. And it's no longer a sacrifice if you're not going to put in the work to manifest what you want, right? It's just a straight L if you're going to go off and hire a coach and then not even do what you're told.
100%.
You just took
Yeah.
a straight L. That wasn't even a sacrifice. So
Yeah.
that's what he means by that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's
100%.
let's just keep it a buck, right? Because he's not going to know. He's going to know you're 100% serious if you invest in yourself. It is what it is.
100.
Because
And,
yeah,
yeah.
we've talked about it before, Honcho. Every time, I have information that can significantly impact someone's life. And every time you give it away for free, guess what happens?
Exactly. They
They
don't
they
do it. They don't
don't
value it.
use it. They don't
Yeah.
value it. They don't use it
Yeah.
like it's nothing. So yeah,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off again.
No, you're good. And it's funny, dude, because I have a few younger guys, not a lot, a few young guys, 18-year-old, 19-year-olds. Guys, if these kids are working regular ass jobs, one of them works in bubble tea. He makes bubble tea in New York City. Shout out to Eric if he's watching this video, man. Guys, if these guys are able to still come up with the money and work it out, and obviously, like, dude, this is doable for everybody. The question is, how serious are you to not settle and get out your comfort zone? How serious are you to level up? Because if we got 18-year-old kids with regular ass 9 to 5 jobs that are making 15, 60 bucks an hour doing this, guys, the only reason you're where you're at is by your own choices and decisions. So, what excuses have you been making to yourself? And I'm not here to sell my program because I honestly don't need any more money, guys. I'm good. But if you're serious and you have the potential inside of you, I want to bring that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to help change your life. So, you know what I'm saying? Hit the link in the description below. It's a Calendly link if you're interested. And we'll get on there and talk to you a little bit more about that, man. But that's pretty much the
Hit,
video, dude.
hit that link. Just at the very least, the consultation is going to prove beneficial.
Right, right,
What
exactly,
what do you really have to lose? Like if you're
exactly.
genuinely serious about helping and elevating yourself, just reach out at the very least,
Yeah,
right?
you'll leave that call better than when you came in because it's actually going to show you some mental problems or beliefs that you've been limiting yourself with. So you'll leave the call better than you came. 100%.
For damn sure. And then Huncho might not even um find you to be the right client, and I hope that's okay.
Right,
You might
right, right.
not find Honcho to be a right fit for you, and that's okay as well. So, but you never know.
100%.
Because Honcho
100%.
ain't gonna bullshit you. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
if you respond to things like that, good. But if you don't,
Yeah,
at
if you
least
don't beat it.
yeah. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, guys. That was a video. Amir, thanks for coming on, dude.
Of course. Thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, Southpaw Huncho, guys, checking out. Peace.
All right.